television city in Hollywood. It's Card Sharks. Here's the host of Card Sharks, Bob Eubanks.
Thank you. Well, hello and welcome to Card Sharks. All right, we have two very exciting contestants because today we're going to find out which one of them will be our new champion. We're going to play our tiebreaker game. And before we get going with that, let's meet our two lovely dealers, and here they are.
Good morning.
What's going on?
You know what day it is today?
What's today?
It's Valentine's Day.
It is?
Sure. Happy Valentine's Day. Happy Valentine's Day.
Yes. Let's start the show again. That's Lacey Pemberton and Susanna Williams, our two lovely dealers. Thank you, girls, and happy Valentine's Day to you, too. All right, we're ready to play this game. Here's what's going to happen. They're going to start dealing out the cards over there, and Susanna's going to start dealing the cards, and we're going to be dealing only 3 cards because it's our tiebreaker game. And while she's doing that, we will meet our two card sharks, and let's get them in here right now. Come on, Amy and Desmond. Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you.
Amy has a little Valentine of $4,500 that she won here last time. Tell us about Amy.
My name's Amy Espinos, and I'm originally from Northern California in the Bay Area, but now I'm down here going to UCLA, and I'm a sophomore communication studies major who doesn't want to be a game show host.
I'm glad. Yeah, go ahead. I hear Wheel of Fortune's looking for a new host, though. Oh, no, I'm only teasing. Don't sue me. All right, nice to have you here, Amy. Desmond.
Bob, my name is Desmond Barber. I am a purser for International Airline. My hobbies are stand-up comedy and the propagation of orchids.
You do what?
Propagate orchids. I'm into wild women and wild flowers, Bob.
Wild women and wild flowers?
Yes, Bob.
Well, all right, you come to the right place. You're standing next to a wild woman, and we got some wild money for you.
Here, here.
Are we ready to do this? I know you cut the cards before the show, and as you can see, we're picking it up from where we left off last time. The object of our game is to work your way across the board by predicting whether each card is going to be higher or lower than the one preceding it. And only 3 cards are out here. That's because we're going to play our tiebreaker game. During the tiebreaker, we play with only 3 cards, maximum of 3 high-low questions. The winner of this game, it becomes our champion and goes on to play the big money card. So I wish you both a lot of luck. And here is your first question. You ready, Amy? We surveyed 100 men, and we asked them, would you trust your car to a woman mechanic? How many men would trust a woman mechanic?
Well, I think men are funny about their cars. It's like a girlfriend, but it's even more so. So I'm going to say, there's a lot of chauvinists out there, so I'm going to say that those who would trust their car to a woman mechanic would only be about 62.
A lot of women have rattles, too, though, you know. Only 62 out of 100? She says 62 out of 100 men would trust a woman mechanic, Desmond.
Bob, I think it would have to be a lot less than that. I don't want to be chauvinistic, but I don't know a whole lot of women who are mechanically inclined. So it's kind of hard for me to believe a woman would be a mechanic anyway.
You sure are a chauvinist.
To say the least. But I would say it would have to be a lot lower than that, Bob.
A lot lower than that?
A lot lower.
Listen, women are so meticulous when they do work. I would trust a woman any time with my car. I really would. No, I really would. To fix it, but not drive it. Just the actual number of men who would trust a woman mechanic is 76. Yes, not lower, it was higher. Amy, you have control. Now, here we go. Amy, you won the high-low question. Change this card if you like. It's a 7.
Let's change that card.
Let's get rid of that one. Sure, your 7 now becomes a king.
Woo! Lower, Bob.
Lower than the king, it is a 7 again. You can play or you can freeze.
Higher, Bob.
She's going to go on. Okay. If it's higher than the 7, she remains our champ. If it's not higher than the 7, then Desmond gets a free shot at the cards. Cards a jack. There you have it. Good job. All right. I thought you'd freeze right there. I really did. I thought you would freeze. Well, Desmond, you end up winning $100. We have some very nice prizes for you. Good luck with your comedy career and your whatever you do with orchids. And you're a nice man. Thanks for being here.
Thank you very much, Bob.
Bye-bye. Come here, Amy. Oh. Boy, are you a gutsy little girl today. I thought you'd freeze right there on that 7, kind of protected. She says, let's go on, and she did, and now she has a chance again to play the big money cards. You won over $4,000 last time, so here's Lacey and Susanna, and they are going to deal out the cards. These are new cards from a deck you cut before the show. Now, of course, you know the money you've won so far is yours to keep, no matter what happens. Now we'll give you new betting money, and we'll start you on the bottom line there with $200. You know what you have to do? Bet your way across there calling high-low cards. And when you get to the second line, we're going to add $400 to your betting money. And again, you bet your way across the line. Remember, minimum bets are $50 until you get up to the top row up there. Then you must bet at least half of your dollars. And don't forget, you'll have an opportunity to change one card on each row by picking one of the 3 cards that Lacey's dealing out right there. So you got it?
Yeah.
I know you do. Give the lady $200. Here we go. Turn that $200 into thousands of dollars. Let's see if you can do it. Here's your first card, Amy. It is a jack. You got 200.
Okay, that's about $100 lower.
$100 lower. If another jack comes up, it's a push. No win, no loss in the money cards. All right, 100 lower than the jack. Your card's a deuce. $300.
300 higher, Bob.
All of it that it's higher than the deuce, of course. It's a 7.
Change that card.
Change the card. Wait, 1, 2, or 3. All right, you can change one card per row. The 7 now becomes a 6. And you've got $600.
$100 higher.
$100 that it's higher than the 6. Your card is a 6. Didn't lose, didn't win. That's all right. You're still at 600. This 6 comes up here. We add another $400. You now have $1,000, and you can change if you want.
Change that with number 2, please.
Okay, the 6 now is an 8. And you got to play. You got 1,000.
Let's bet $200 lower.
$200 that it's lower than the 8. The card is a king. No. And that brings you to $800.
That's okay. We'll go $800 all lower.
All of it that is lower than the king. Your card is a king again. It's a push. You still have $800.
$800 all lower.
Right again. 800 lower than the king. The card's 4. Now, the 4 comes up here. You can play it or you can change it. You've got $1,600. Got to bet at least $800.
We're going to go $1,000 higher.
1,000 that it's higher than the 4. No! Not higher than the 4. That means you end up with $600 added to your total, and that's not so bad at all, is it? No. All right, that means, though, you didn't win thousands, but you won $600. But you may have a chance to do it again because she's going to play a game with a new challenger. We'll meet that new challenger when we come back right after this. Exciting contestant ready to play Card Sharks. Here comes our new challenger. Well, hi, Allison.
How do you do? Nice to see you.
Happy Valentine's Day.
Happy Valentine's Day to you too, Bob. My name is Allison Pine. I have lived in Los Angeles for the last 7 years, but I was lucky enough to be a Navy dependent and traveled the world while I was growing up.
Neat. That's good.
Yeah.
Wonderful. Do you have a Valentine?
No, but I'm hoping for one soon.
Hey, you win $20,000 in this show, you get a Valentine. You can just take
I
your choice.
can buy one.
You bet. Okay. Good luck to you. Now, they're dealing out the cards. Susanna's dealing out the cards from a brand new deck that you both cut before, and let's begin. Game number 1 of this contest between Amy and Allison. And here's our first high-low question for our champ. Amy, we surveyed 100 people, and we asked them, have you ever used binoculars or a telescope to spy on your neighbors? Why'd you look so shocked? How many people admitted that they have?
Well, that's a terrible thing to do. So
I've done it. I've done it.
Well, I think you're one in just a small number that's going to admit it. So I'm going to say that the number's going to be really low. I think it'll be about 32 that will admit
32.
it. Yeah.
32 out of 100 people admitted that they've done that. Allison, will it be higher or lower than 32?
That's a really hard question because binoculars or telescope involves using something extra. I think a lot of people have listened. I certainly have in apartment buildings.
You know what?
Well, it's hard when you're living in a city and you live right next door to somebody. I think that the number will probably be a little bit lower.
A little bit lower than 32?
Yeah.
Huh. The actual number of people who have used binoculars, I have a telescope, used binoculars or a telescope to spy on their neighbors is 26. You're right, Allison. It was lower. I did. I used to do that all the time. Yeah, the McCoys live down there. I'll be darned. Okay, Allison, here we go. This is your base card. It is a 5.
Okay, I'm going to keep that base card, and I'm going to go higher.
Going to keep the base card and go higher than the 5. The card is now a 10.
Okay, good.
Freeze to play.
I'm going to stick with the odds and go lower.
Lower than the 10. It is an 8.
Oh.
The odds were really on your side, but it didn't happen that way. You go back to the 5, and Amy gets a free shot at the cards. Amy, you didn't win the high-low, so you don't get a chance to change the card. It's a 7. You got to play.
Let's go higher with that card, please.
Higher than the 7. Your card is a 3. Nope. Cards are nasty, aren't they? All right, let's do it again then. We've got another high-low question for you. Neither contestant has any advantage in this game. And Allison, this is yours. We surveyed 100 prison wardens across the country. We asked them, do most prisons make life too comfortable for convicts? How many prison wardens said life is too comfortable for convicts?
I think that the way our prison system is set up, it's meant to be a punishment for the prisoners. And because of that, it's not easy life. It's got to be, I think it's difficult. And I think that the number's low. Most prison wardens would think it's fine or even too hard. So let's say it's going to be 15.
So 15 prison wardens said life is too comfortable for the convicts. Amy, higher or lower than 15?
Well, I agree with her reasoning, but I think it's going to be just a little bit higher. 15's awfully low.
Yeah, all right. The actual number of prison wardens who said life is too comfortable for convicts is 42. Woo! Quite a bit higher. I'm amazed at that. Now, Amy, you have a 7 and you won the question, so you can change it.
Okay, let's change that card.
Let's change the 7. The 7 is now a queen. Good card.
Go lower with the
Lower
next
than the
card.
queen. Your card is a 6. Player free.
Let's go higher with the next
Higher
card.
than the 6. She's going to go on, and it's a jack.
Let's go lower with the next
Lower
card.
than the jack. The card is a 7. Now what do you want to do?
Freeze it right
Freeze there? Sure. All right. By freezing right here, that means that Allison does not get a chance to play the cards on this question, and if Amy wins the next high-low question, she'll have a chance to change that. We'll find out if you do that, because first we will stop, and we'll be back with more Card Sharks right after these important messages. Now, let's go again. As you can see, Amy has quite a lead in this game, so Allison, you got to do some catching up. And our next high-low question goes to Amy. Amy, we surveyed 100 women, and we asked them, if your teenage son joined a rock band, would you let the band practice in your home? How many women would let the band practice in their home?
Teenage rock band, wow, that's an awful lot to handle. I'm sure any mother would think so. So I'm going to think that that number's going to be pretty low. I don't know very many mothers who would allow that. So I'm going to say it's going to be about 22.
22. Whoa, Allison, what do you think? Higher or lower than 22?
I don't know. That's really hard. I think there's a lot of mothers who have enough trouble just dealing with their son's music. I know my mother did, and sometimes I have neighbors that complain about my music. But I think it's going to be just a little bit higher.
Things will be higher than 22.
Yeah, I do.
My son wanted to be a drummer. I made him move. Yeah. Actual number of women who would let their son's rock band practice in their home is 64. Ha! Yeah, sure. It was higher. Believe me, those 64 would get real tired of that real fast. Allison, you can change the 5 or you can play it. What do you want to do?
I still think the odds are in my favor. I want to go higher.
Keep it at 5 and go higher than the 5. The card is a king.
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. Lower.
Lower than the king. Here it is. It's a
Oh,
queen.
good. Lower.
Lower than the queen. It's now a 7.
Ooh.
Now what will you do?
Tough one. I think I'm going to go with the odds. I'm going to go higher.
She's going to go on.
Yeah,
You're not going
I
to
got
freeze
to.
on the 7. If you're right, you win the game. If you're wrong, Amy gets a free shot. Higher than the 7?
Oh.
No, not higher than the 7. You go right back to your original base of 5, and that means that Amy gets a shot. And Amy, you got to play off the 7 you have showing. But if you get it right, you know what happens. You win the game.
Okay, let's go lower with that.
Lower than the 7. Let's find out. For the game, is it lower than the 7? No, not lower than the 7. And there we are, right there, and which means it's sudden death time. Only one more question in this game. Someone must win the game on this play of the cards, and I will tell you, control of the board is very important. The question's for Allison. We surveyed 100 single women, Allison. We asked them, if you fell in love with a man who never wanted to get married, would you be willing to be his unmarried girlfriend for the rest of your life? How many single women would be his unmarried girlfriend for life?
Well, I'm a single girl, and I know that love's a pretty strong thing. And I think that if I was given the choice of not having the man or having him and not being married, I'd go with having him and not being married. So I think it's going to be an even-ish number, but over the 50% mark, I'd say 55 women.
55 out of 100 single women would be his unmarried girlfriend for life. Boy, what an interesting question. Amy, higher or lower than 55?
Well, life's a long time, and I think women want to be married, so I'm going to say that number is going to be lower.
So marriage is really that important, you think? The actual number of single women who would be a man's unmarried girlfriend for life is 21. It certainly was lower. Now, remember, folks, Amy, this is sudden death. That means that you won the high-low question. You can change your 7 and play it out. If you goof, though, Allison wins the game. Or you can pass it on to Allison. She has a 5. She must play it out. If she goofs, you win the game.
I'm going to let Allison take this
You're
one.
going to let Allison play it? I'll be darned. I thought she would change that 7 and try it. All right, Allison, here we go.
Okay, let's go higher.
Higher than the 5. The card is an 8.
Yes.
Still in it.
Oh, higher.
Higher than the 8. It is a 3.
Oh.
There it is. Game number 1 to our champion. It belongs to Amy.
Thank you.
I'm surprised. I thought you'd change the 7 and only had one more card to go. But whatever you did right because you win $100. You got to win 2 games, though, to win the match and play the big money cards. And we will begin game number 2 on Card Sharks between Amy and Allison. We hope you stick around for that. We'll be right back. We have returned, and we're ready to begin another game. Game number 2 of our match between Amy and Allison. Amy won the first game, got to win 2 to win the match and play the big money cards. And so Susanna's dealing out cards from that same deck that you cut earlier, and let's begin this game right now. And we'll begin with Amy. Amy, we surveyed 100 men. We asked them, have you ever signed a hotel register under a false name? How many men admitted that they have done that?
Well, I would never know, so I'm just going to have to take a stab at this. I think the number's going to be kind of in the middle range, so I'm going to say it's going to be about 47.
47 men, you think, have admitted that they signed the hotel register under a false name. Allison, what do you think? Higher or lower than 47?
Oh, that's a really tough question because I believe in honesty myself, but I think a lot of men, if they're signing because they're having an affair, they're going to want a false name, so it's going to be just an incy bit higher.
Maybe they're signing because they don't want to pay the bill.
That's a good
So
reason.
it might be higher. Actual number of men who have signed a hotel register under a false name is 35. Not higher. It was lower. All right, Amy, here we go again now. This is your card. It's a 10, and you can change it because you won the high-low question.
Let's go lower with that card.
Going to go lower than the 10. She's going to play this card, and it's a 6 this time.
We're going to freeze right
Going to
there.
freeze on the 6. Now she's starting to play conservative. A while ago, she was really being wild. All right, so she'll freeze right there. That keeps Allison away from the cards, and we'll go to another question for Allison. Allison, we surveyed 100 married women, and we asked them, have you ever gotten so mad at your husband that you made him spend the night on the couch? I just heard Susanna go, oh. How many women said they have? They got so mad they made that sucker spend a night on the couch.
Well, I know there's a tendency when you're seeing somebody that you like to cut them off from certain things and say, not tonight, honey. So I have a feeling they have sent their husband out of the bedroom. I think the number is about 63.
You know what bothers me? If she got mad, why does he have to go out on the couch? If she's so mad, let her go out on the couch.
She gets the mad. She wants the nice place to sleep.
I mean, it's his couch. I mean, his bed, too. You know what I mean?
She's got the right.
But she's mad. Go out there on the couch and we'd be mad. No, guess not. Okay. 53 women said that they have done that, Amy. Higher or lower than
I
that?
think that's going to be higher. That's a common thing to do when you get mad at your husband.
I don't understand all of this equal rights stuff. I'm mad. You go to the couch. The actual number of married women who have made their husband spend the night on the couch is 33, not higher. It was lower. All right. Now, Allison, you won the cards, and here is your card. It's a 2.
Yeah, it's a good card. Higher.
Higher than the 2. Here we go. It's a jack.
Lower.
Lower than the jack. The card is a jack again. Oh. Right back to the deuce you go, and that means that Amy gets a free shot. Got to play off the 6, Amy.
Let's go higher with that.
Higher than the 6? Let's see. Yes! Look at that.
Lower.
Lower than the ace. Your card is a queen.
Lower again.
You know what happens? If it's lower than the queen, you win the championship. You play the big money cards. 2 cards can beat you. Is it lower than the queen? Yes. You did it again, Jim. She's tough, Allison. That's all I can tell you.
That's the card.
That's the
Play the
card.
card.
You're right.
Why don't go to Vegas?
You're a nice lady. We have some very nice prizes for you. Thank you very much for being with us on
enjoyed
Card
myself.
Sharks. Okay, bye-bye. Hey, Amy, come over here. Stand on that little mark and let's try it again. I wish you could see the twinkle in this lady's eye. I mean, you are just so happy about this. Okay, now, you've just added another $200. Let's pause for a couple of words, and when we come back, we'll give you a chance to play the big money cards again, and maybe this time you win thousands of dollars. We'll be back with Amy and try it all right after this. Good for you, Amy. Can you believe it? We don't have time to play the money cards. We've got $5,400. The next time we meet, though, we'll start right off playing the big money cards. That'd be a great way to start your day.
Okay.
We hope you'll be with us then. Until then, I'm Bob Eubanks for Lacey Pemberton, Susanna Williams, Gene Wood, and the whole gang saying thank you for watching Card Sharks. Bye-bye.
Some of our departing contestants will receive a calendar clock and sign arrest for three-way relief. Used as directed, it relieves headache, pain, sinus pressure, nasal congestion. Three-way relief, sign arrest. And the gift certificate from Sears Spring Summer Catalog with over 1,200 pages of ideas. 1-800-453-7000. A silver serving tray and rich, creamy Heath ice cream bars with crunchy toffee tidbits mixed right in. That's why you can't beat a Heath. And the member of our studio audience will receive Bausch & Lomb compact binoculars, one of the first names in sports optics. Waterproof, fog-proof, and center focus enables you to get closer to the action by Bushnell. This is Gene Wood speaking for Card Sharks, a Mark Goodson television production.
Pressing.